Hi everyone, I am Timothy Lee. Welcome back to my channel. Today this will be another Transformers review, and I know it's been a while ever since I did one of these things, particularly I guess an unboxing one. But today, boom! This is Transformers 1 Studio Series Sentinel Prime. This was gotten at, I believe, GameStop. And I actually left the Sentinel unboxed. I have not yet opened him, and it was a while ago ever since I got him. So, yeah. I held off for a long time, but now today I'm going to be opening up this guy. So here's the front, here's the Transformers Studio Series, the title of the movie down here, and his name, Sentinel Prime. The tag's right there, don't mind it. Here's a cool look at Sentinel's alternative mode, although he never transformed particularly into that form at all in the movie. This was, and I believe this is like a close-up portrait of him, but his face is covered up by the tag. He transforms it from 17 steps, from robot to vehicle and back. On the right, or on this side of the box, here is Sentinel Prime close-up. On the back, here's the obligatory product shots. Here's Sentinel in his battle mode, in his vehicle mode, and robot mode. And as you can see right here for the description, it says, Sentinel Prime is a leader of Icon City and fights to save Cybertron from the Quintessons. Although, for those of you that have seen the movie, you might know that that's not true. On the right, here's a cut image of the front part right here. So yeah, and on the bottom there's like all this weird stuff on here, and on top there's that. That's it for the packaging. Actually, I'll change the plans. I'll unbox this right here. There we go. And here is finally Sentinel Prime. Here he is. Finally, I get to open this guy up. There's like a few tags right here. There's right here and right here. There's also two down, one for each leg. Like right here and right here. There we go. Now for the back, I believe this is his nose cone for his vehicle form. So I might need to finagle it a little bit to kind of wiggle this out. Wait a minute. Oh, there was one more zip tie right underneath here where, like, tied around his midsection right here. Now I can get him out. And the accessories aren't here. I'll just move that out of the way. And also inside of it comes, here are the instructions and this weird paper thing. Here is, oh, sorry. Let me move this stuff out of the way. So here is Sentinel Prime in all his glory while it lasted. I gotta say, this is a really good representation of Sentinel. The details on this guy, they're really incredible. They're really good. Pretty much accurate to how he originally looked in the movie. Pretty cool design. And actually pretty good at the back too. I really like the blue striping on his wings on the back. Although I do kind of understand that the front, his back wings do kind of look a little bit, I guess a little bit something to be desired visually. But the back, I mean on this profile, it may be big, but I guess not too bad. It's surprisingly a little clean for Sentinel. And that is really, really cool. I really like how the chest turned out, his face too. Let me bring you a little closer to the face. That is pretty good. and onto his forearms too. Now, I do have a little bit of a complaint, but I think it might be due to the prolonged time he's been in the packaging for so long. Maybe, I'm not really sure, but his arm, like it's kind of loose. Like right here at this joint. I'm not sure whether I think it's from all this time that I've held off on this review, and his joints got weaker over time while he was still cooped up inside his box. So that could be something. The right arm or the other arm, it's kind of loose too, but it's not that bad as right here. But even so, this is still a great looking figure. I really like this. Now on to accessories. So in that paper bag, he comes with these 2 blasters and the pink Energon shield. Now, with Sentinel Prime, you can actually do quite a few things with this. You can do, like on the back of the packaging says, you can stick these in the hands and have him holding them like this, handheld blasters. He can go pew pew pew, firing down anyone that stands in his way. And then the shield looks like this tab or this hole right here will go into either one of these tabs on either his forearms. So just line this up, make sure this tabs in well, and boom. You can have Sentinel bashing through anyone that stands in his way, more particularly the primes if you want. Or if you want to be really traditional Transformers 1, you can take these 2 blasters and plug them onto the shield for this more like traditional sort of look when he was in his battle mode. Speaking of which, there we go. His accessories, the rest of them are built in, but either one of his forearms, oh yeah, as you can see, this joint, actually no, this joint is really loose right here. But yeah, as you can see right here, you can move up his arm covers. This one is it's a lot tighter than the other side. There we go. You can bring up his arm guards to make his traditional built-in arm blasters, which is really cool. You can also flip up his shoulder pads, which then in turn you can bring out his shoulder cannons like this. That's pretty cool. And then on the and then on his legs right here, just open up this panel right here, and here you have the missile pods. That's really cool. They put some, I really like this. They put a lot of, oops. I did not mean to do that. This accidentally popped off. Oops, I did not mean to do that. But yeah, they put so much engineering into his design where all of his accessories, even in his battle mode, there's no need for parts forming. So yeah, here, oh, and if you want to, you can flip down his heel right here. Get it there, right in there, and you can flip out flip down his toes, and here you have his rocket thrusters. However, you do want it to stand up on the ground. If you, it's kind of hard to balance him when the thrusters are so close to his toes like this. So if you want to, you can flip them back to give him more stability. And now you can move up this arm guard and attach his shield and guns right here. Now here is Sentinel Prime in his battle mode. Oh, I also forgot. I think you need to also flare out his chest like this, then flip down this part, and then inside is his battle mask. Although, oh wait, no, there we go. Hang on. Sorry guys. Yep, flip up his battle mask like this and close it back up. Now here is Sentinel Prime fully in his battle mode. I really like it. No parts forming. All this stuff is really cool. Really good figure. I actually forgot one other accessory for Sentinel. And this last one is made out of Lego, but I made for Sentinel the red control pillar from Transformers Dark of the Moon. I totally forgot to put that in there. You can have Sentinel, you know, like activating the control pillar which then activates all the other pillars in creating a space bridge. So yeah, that's all of his accessories. Now, comparison time. I don't normally do comparisons, but considering that Sentinel is technically a Prime, I decided why not. So here is right alongside Vector Prime from Legacy United, the Cybertron universe, I think. But yeah, here is Vector and Sentinel together. And I also have one other Prime. However, I have not unboxed him yet. So here is Alpha Trion for the comparison or some sort of reference. But yeah, I'll be showcasing Alpha Trion in a later review. But yeah, so far. So there you go. Now, onto Sentinel Prime's articulation. So the head can turn left and right. It is very tight. And he can't really look up all that much or look down all that much. He does have a little bit of this right here, but as you do so, his chest kind of moves a little bit. But his arms can go out that far. There's like an arm swivel right here. There's an elbow bend. His hands don't articulate. But there is like a ball joint hip. He can kick forward that far. You may need to move this kibble out of the way. But he can kick back, not too far back because right here. But he does have a pretty good knee bend. Can kick out to the side that much. And there is a really wicked ankle joint. I mean, look at that. And there's also a little bit of toe articulation, I guess, for transformation. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's the range of Sentinel Prime's, how Sentinel Prime's flexibility is. I actually forgot to mention two other points of articulation. The first being his waist swivel. So as you can see, he can twist his body like this. And there is a knee swivel joint right here. There's a knee swivel right here so that he can twist his leg. I forgot to film those. Alright. Transformation time. So you can... Actually, no. So you can first take his head, then twist it to where he's facing backwards. Then bring up the nose cone until this snaps into place. Then take these fins right here. Now I believe these in turn also snap into place. There we go, like this or so. So this is what it looks like. Oh, and then, so for the back right here, you kind of have to wiggle this around and then make sure this kind of stretches like this. It kind of extend them. Then next step, make sure that these legs tap together well. And now for this step, you may want to have to bring his legs down so that you can see right here. So there are 2 tabs right here that will go into these slots up there. So make sure everything lines up like this. Then bring his legs back up and then you can tap these into place. Then you can bring the wings down and make sure that these also tab into place. So let me see this down here. So as you can see, make sure that these, I guess, sort of tabs line up somewhere around right here. There we go. And do the same thing for the opposite side. Make sure that this tab goes into that slot right there. Need to line this up. Make sure everything tabs in well. Then you can take the back fins and extend those up. Now the boosters, foot down his heels, and you can bring out the boosters right here and kind of bring them back in. Then bring down his toes. Now, for the arms, take his arm guards and bring them down like this. Then you're gonna want to, oops, I accidentally untabbed this wing right here. There we go. So yeah, make sure you untab the chest plate and bring this down. Same thing for the other side. Detach the chest plate and bring it down. Now make sure that this tabs in right here. If you have Sentinel Prime and you have transformed him a few times, you would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, make sure that this part of it on his inner thigh tabs in somewhere around here. Like right here. There we go. Now, for the back of the arms, make sure that these tab in like that. And there we go. Now here is Sentinel Prime in his vehicle mode. Now, I will say, even though he doesn't transform into this gem mode, I really do like how he looks. He's definitely really cool. And it's a real unique mode too. Never seen this particular form before. Now on the bottom here, as you can see, there's quite a bit of kibble down here, but I think this can pass. And especially the thrusters, look at that. Really cool detailing. Just overall, I really like how he turned out. Now, on the top right here, as you can see, there's this big old tab right here. You can take the shield and plug that in. Now, I know that the blasters on the shield, usually go somewhere right around here. Yeah, somewhere right around here, but you can also put them up top here too. But also, if you want to be really creative, you can take Sentinel's shoulder cannons, you can unpeg those and flip them out. Like right here, do the same thing right here. Flip out his shoulder cannons, and here is Sentinel way more armed in vehicle mode. I mean, look at that. I have not thought of this until just now. Really, really cool. Now, getting him back to robot mode. So untab the arms, bring the chest back up again. Make sure that they tab in well in the right spots. Flip down the tail fins, bring up his boosters, flip the boosters into his feet, then flip out his toes. Actually, I didn't notice this, but hey, look, it's a funny looking walking mode. I just realized that. But anyway, back to here. So then untab all of the corresponding tabs that go into each of these slots. And same thing up here with the wings. Make sure that these all tab in well. Like untab this and make sure everything retabs into their respective slots. Like this. There we go. Now you can untab his back. Make sure this flips up. There we go. Sort of something like this. Then at the back, bring down the nose cone. Yeah. Then flip his head back around. Untab his legs and fold back up the arm guards. And here's Sentinel Prime back in his robot mode. So for my final thoughts for the Transformers 1 Studio Series Sentinel Prime, I will say, I really like this figure. Simple as that. I really like all the details on him, all the weaponry, and the transformation for both his battle mode and his vehicle mode without any parts forming. That is super cool. And, well, I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please leave a like. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time for the review of Alpha Trion next. Bye. You kids need to remember, the truth is what I make it.